Okay, it's 9:51 a.m. Got dropped off at 9 by Spidey from the bar and hostel. And he dropped me off around 9. Ate a Gatorade protein bar and a Powerade. Threw that in the waste bin, since there is one here. It's a big parking area. You can see a car behind me. Lady about to head Sobo on her section hike. There's the restrooms. This is Wayah parking area at Wayah Bald. Oops, hit the wrong button again. And here's beautiful. The fog coming off of the mountains, sun burning it off. Beautiful. And up there is the fire tower. So we'll get up there and record some more. All right, so heading back out. Just spent about 10 days at the barn hostel. Went to the urgent care because my knee collapsed from under me on the way up here to Wayah Bald, and I had to basically drag myself up the trail the last 3/4 of a mile with my trekking poles. So went to the urgent care. They gave me a 6-day course of methylprednisolone steroids, and then I had a sinus infection. That particular drug makes you susceptible to infections, so somehow I got a sinus infection, and that was a good 3 days of Sudafed and just relaxing. So I'm back here finally where my knee gave out at Wayah Bald, and I've recorded a little bit earlier. Back there's the parking lot. So I'm heading back, heading towards the first shelter is 1 mile in. I'm likely going to keep going past that and try to get to the next shelter. I think is Cold Spring. I have to look it up. I'm not sure. That's going to be about 5 or 6 miles in. So I'm going to take it easy and careful, because basically if my knee gives out on me again, I can't hike like that. I'm going to basically have to get back into town and head back to Virginia, and either come back out in a month or two and maybe do a flip-flop, or just postpone the Thru-Hike and plan it for next year or the year after, or when I retire. That's where the trail comes from. That's where I came up. And the usual board at decent trailheads like this with various information. So Blue Ridge Bartram Trail, don't know anything about it, but apparently that's around here somewhere. Don't know, maybe that's it, maybe that's just a viewpoint. But the fire tower, at least I think it's a fire tower, either way it's up there, and the trail picks up there somewhere too. So let's see. All right, there we are. Here's the view again, up at the tower. And it's not necessarily a fire tower, it's a memorial tower to John Bernard Byrne. Looks like it may have been a shelter at some point, but it's wet. Probably not the best place to pitch a tent or put your mattress down. See if my knee can handle the stairs. Oops, slow. All right, not too bad. The Albert Mountain Fire Tower was a rougher climb. is. $360. All right, there we are. Here's the view again, up at the tower. And it's not necessarily a fire tower, it's a memorial tower to John Bernard Byrne. Looks like it may have been a shelter at some point, but it's wet. Probably not the best place to pitch a tent or put your mattress down. See if my knee can handle the stairs. Oops, slow. All right, not too bad. The Albert Mountain Fire Tower was a rougher climb. There it is. $360. All right, just an update. It is Saturday, the 29th of April. I am on the Appalachian Trail, and I was in town for 12 days. So like 8 of those were basically 8.5 were getting into town, going to the urgent care, getting the pills, taking them for 6 days, and then dealing with sinus infection for a good 4 days. And I took the last Sudafed that I had last night, so that seems to be better. And Day Hiker and his family at the tower I was just talking to asked me if I had a knee brace, so it reminded me that I should probably throw the one I have on just for good measure. So I'm probably a quarter mile down the trail, and the bugs are still crazy. All right, just did a whole video, realized it was on photo. Too much. Anyway, here's the Wayah shelter. I decided to stop and rest my knee, even though I'm only a mile in. I've been taking it easy, trying to make sure that I plant my foot as straight as possible and flat on the ground, so that my right knee doesn't give out on me again, because that will be pretty much the end of the hike. If my legs can't stay under me, I can't hike. And I have lost weight, still too much weight, I'm around 245 pounds, I think. I've gained weight from having to be in town so much for my knee. I was down to 241. But my pack weight, thanks to a pack shakedown from Spidey, is down to 25.6 pounds. I'm just carrying 1 liter of water. I was carrying 3, but I was pulling into camp each night. Even if I did 8 miles, which has been my best day so far, or 7.9, I was still pulling into camp with 1 liter of water left over. So it makes sense to just carry 1 liter. That's 2.2 pounds roughly. And well, actually I weighed it. A smart water bottle full is like 37 or 38 ounces, so it's a little more than 2.2. So just carrying 1 makes a difference, and the lighter pack weight is going to be good for my knee. But yeah, here's the shelter. They all seem to be single level so far. I've only seen a few here in North Carolina, but in Georgia they have multi-levels. And there's the register box I usually sign, just so there's a record of me being here in case I do get lost or go missing for some strange reason. But this shelter is nice and well maintained because it's only a mile in, so it's easy to carry in supplies and come in and take care of it. Really nice. It looks like it's almost brand new, you know, except for down here. You can always tell where people use alcohol stoves because the isobutane doesn't leak and cause fires on the wood usually. But it is what it is. I would use alcohol, but I tried it and just could not bring 2 full cups to boil. I know they work because people use them all the time, but the ones I've tried, maybe I'm picking the wrong ones, but oh, and there's the privy. The ones I've tried were running out before I had the water boiled, so I probably was using the wrong one. Still hiking along outside or from Wayah Bald, about 2.6 miles from Cold Spring Shelter, where I'm going to stay. So far my knee has been okay, a little bit of pain here and there. Bugs are still crazy, flocking on me now. And then I came across this view. It's just listed as a view through an opening in the trees. So there we are. Beautiful, of course. Yep. Nice. Luckily it's a beautiful day, otherwise I wouldn't even be stopping. And there's the trail right there. When they're this close to the trail, I don't mind. If I can't see where the view is and it's a side trail, I usually just skip it. My knee appreciates it. Oh, a bird. Camping at Cold Spring Gap. It's a campsite past the shelter. I hear people down at the shelter. Somebody was just up here a minute ago, probably just looking around to see who's up here. Lots of bugs. Lots of gnats. Luckily I have my head net, and it's got insect shield on it. So does a lot of the clothes I'm wearing. But, yep, spending the night here. 4,996 feet. And my food bag back there, well, it's not there yet, but it will be. That'll be over 5,000 feet. But here's the site. Oh, there's my tent. Water set up. Trail came in that way. And it's a pretty decent view. It's, I think around almost 5:30. So I'm gonna eat and hang my bear bag with anything that could attract bears. And then probably just relax, maybe go down to the shelter. Little table here at the campsite. It's kind of Seen better days, but it works. Dinner is chicken teriyaki with rice, green peas, carrots, peppers, and onions, freeze dried. And some, I don't know what those are. I buy them all the time. I think they're like Cheez-It crisps or something like that. But yep, up there, up those rocks is that thick branch. You could see, well, maybe you can't. It's, anyway, back there. Doesn't look right for some reason. I guess it's that branch over there. Anyway. All right. Still at Cold Spring Shelter, just past Cold Spring Shelter. I thought it was at Cold Spring Gap, but that's further ahead. There's also camping there, apparently. So this is just past Cold Spring Shelter. Not too far past it. I can still hear the people at the shelter. That's my tent again. And that's my bear home right there. Oops. Watch where you step. So definitely 6 feet from the tree. And I have the pouch just hanging on another tree. But that's basically the PCT hang. It's not tied off by that second, by the string. It's just held up at the bag by a carabiner and a stick. And I'm almost 6 feet tall, and it is definitely, should be 12 feet. I reached as high as I could. Anyway, can't do much better. It's far enough away. It's a strong branch. And that's it.